Alright, so I just finished my first encounters class at Whitman College, and I'm really excited to see what the future holds for this class. I know it's going to be a lot of work. Not excited about that, but I think I'm going to learn a lot from this class, and I think I'm going to be able to speak my mind and say what I want. So I'm excited for what the future holds. We'll see if I can keep up this diary for long. Knowing me, it probably won't go on for that long. But we'll see you guys later. Alright. So I just turned in my second essay. This one, again, I wrote about a religious text, the Bhagavad Gita, which was kind of interesting. I'd never been exposed to something like that other than the Christianity kind of religion that I've been growing up with just a little bit. And it was interesting for me to kind of, this entire like inner and outer self that Arjuna kind of combated with, and that Krishna kind of helped him focus on, that the inner self is kind of the driving force of this entire world, and the cyclicality of that. That's a big word. Not really, but, and it was interesting for me to like that Arjuna kind of had to put this responsibility on the inner self. And for me, I got to the conclusion that the inner self was really the only existing being in this world, through the sense of the Gita, that like the outer like real bodied self is just there for the inner self and the continuation of that. So that was interesting, and that kind of made me question why the bodied self is there, and I still don't really know why. But I think that's a thing that I'm going to focus on maybe a little bit, is kind of this identity crisis that Arjuna is having. Identity is a good idea to focus on, I think. Alright guys, I'm back again. I just turned in, I think it's my third essay, maybe? I don't know. It was on Souls of Black Folk. And this one was super hard and fun to write. I didn't really know what I was going to write about when I started writing and thinking about this essay. Souls of Black Folk really interested me, just because it's so relevant to today's society, and I think it gives a good perspective. And the whole idea of the veil interested me, and again, it was this idea of identity and how the black man didn't really have an identity that he could create for himself. That's kind of the conclusion I got to at the end of this essay, that it was only what he was created underneath the veil and by a white person, and that's how he's defined in today's society and in the society in Souls of Black Folk. And I think I want to keep focusing on this idea of identity. Don't really know where I'm going to go with it, but I think it's an interesting idea, and I found it in every one of my texts so far, found some way to represent it. And I really am excited about this one. I think it's going to be an interesting idea to focus on and kind of narrow down and make it interesting. And Souls of Black Folk was just amazing, I think. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. Alright, so it's finally sunny after, 7 years winter? I swear, it was so much snow. But I just turned into my last encounters essay, and I'm really feeling pretty good about it. And we're starting to read Plutopia, which is so interesting. It like hits on everything I love and I'm passionate about, which is like women's rights and just the environment and nuclear fusion. It's just super interesting, and it has really illuminated this idea that I can find struggling with identity, and this idea that identity is whatever you want to present to this outward society. It is whatever, it's a choice made by you that you want to present, and I think people don't have a self-created identity because the society is so oppressive, and that it conforms and like almost punishes you for having an identity that you want to present outwardly. And for me, Plutopia really kind of illuminated this idea that like the women didn't want to be identified as housewives, and I could find it in every book that I look through in Encounters, this idea that identity is what you present forward, and that it just is what society has been oppressive, and that's really cool. I think that's mostly what Encounters has been for me, is looking back and taking a second to kind of analyze and see how things come together and how they all connect and how they can all be related in some sort of way. And through this exploratory project, I've definitely learned more about identity and kind of had a realization, even though I kind of already knew, but it was really cool. And I enjoyed the class. It's almost the last day, then finals, but you know, we keep trucking through, and Encounters was great. So I'll see you guys. This is the last one, so bon voyage. See you later. See you next year, whatever. All right, bye.